Is it just me, or does it feel like shonen manga, ever since Dragon Ball, always try to do some sort of giant time skip towards the end, so that way future stories have a nice gap between the ending and the chapter before that they could put forth like story. Like, so if Bleach ever wanted to come back someday, they're like, hey Kubo, people really want Bleach back. Oh, there's this nice 10-year gap and we can do Bleach Super. So this chapter felt very somber. Honestly, it was kind of like, damn, we see Kyoraku with Ukitake at his grave and shit like that, which I'm still mind fucked as ever. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, you know, Ukitake to a certain degree, it felt like his death was in vain because he didn't really do shit. So to see him there with the grave and shit like that, it was like, yeah, that's a tragedy, alright, but not in the way you think. And I ain't gonna lie, I totally felt like it was Kubo. I don't know if he was going towards the editors or what, or Shueisha in general, but that line that Kyoraku had when he was talking to whoever it was that was summoning him for the whole captain meeting and shit like that, I was like, yo, this is Kubo giving his input on what happened to his manga. Somebody said, we're out of time, please pick up the pace, which, you know, Kubo's pacing is, yeah, we know about Kubo's pacing. And then Kubo, or Kyoraku, replied, man, oh man, some people just can't appreciate the pace at which I move. Yeah, that's Kubo. That's totally Kubo saying, yo, this is what they did to me, bro. They rushed me out of office. Like, I totally felt that. And then that word that we had, that big panel, a perfect end, I was like, yeah, right. This ain't no perfect end. I ain't coming in here to bash shit or whatever because it was a somber chapter. It was like, whatever, but it was not no perfect end by any means. And it's not even like, it's just what they did to Kubo. And I don't want to get back into last week's rant or whatever, but no, this was not a perfect end by any means. It was cool to see Mayuri made a new Nemu because he had that whole big, you know, bond with the last Nemu, and we seen that whole battle and everything, so he got a new Nemu, which is kind of cool. See, Mayuri still enjoys playing that fatherly figure, feeling like he is, you know, a father, so seeing the new Nemu was kind of cool, and it was like, oh, you know, at first I thought that was Yachiru for a second, then I was like, wait a minute, oh shit, so we got a new Nemu. And speaking of Yachiru, like, honestly, again, this felt for the most part kind of like an epilogue chapter, because even seeing Kenpachi and he's like still being silly and he's lost in direction and he blamed it on Yachiru and shit like that. He's like, oh, she was responsible for that. But, you know, now I'm clear-headed. It was like, it really felt like just one of those somber, like, you know, this is the end. Here's some of the jokes that you love one last time. Some of the captain replacements, I mean, I know they didn't have the best of the best to replace them with or whatever, but Iba replacing Komamura, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, Komamura up until the war wasn't the greatest captain in the world, the strongest dude, but like some of the replacements, I was just like, I don't think they're deserving of it. Like, if anything, I probably will put Renji over Iba. I mean, look, Renji was in the final fucking fight. I'm just saying. And I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but it felt like it was Kubo at the same time. That was kind of like a little nudge, like, hey, here's, you know, a little line. Sorry I didn't get to show Shuhei's Bankai, which still would have been kind of cool, but at this point, we're probably never gonna see it. Or maybe if there's like, you know, an anime down the line or a little OVA or something, we might see it in there, but yeah, no Shuhei Bankai. And that's that he even brags in this chapter about mastering it in the last 10 years, which they say there was 10 years of peace. So if they ever did try to come back and do a Bleach Super, like, how are they gonna incorporate it? Then again, though, like, you know, Dragon Ball said that they had a ton of peace in all those years, and look at the fucking god of destruction coming down and shit. So yeah, those 10 years of peace is a stretch of the imagination, I guess. I think the most important part of the chapter, my favorite part of the chapter, and one of the best parts of the chapter, was seeing Rukia finally becoming a captain. That was something that I was like, yo, Bleach, you better do it. You better, Kubo, give Rukia her moment, give her what she deserves. And finally, I mean, it took 10 extra years, which I don't get why it took 10 extra years, but she finally became a captain, and that's one of the best things about the finale of Bleach, which we still have one more chapter, mind you. There's still one more chapter after this, the all-color 686, which I believe is 2 weeks from now, so don't get it twisted. There's still one more to go, but towards the finale of Bleach and shit like that, Rukia becoming a captain, hell's motherfucking yeah. Now, the end of the chapter, very controversial. Everybody's like, what the fuck's going on? Could this be leading to a sequel? What is it? Because Akon, or Akon, however the fuck you pronounce his name, and the special team, they sent to Reiatsu that is very similar to your watches from 10 years ago. I'm almost certain that is Ichigo at this point, but a lot of people are pointing out, why the fuck wouldn't they recognize Ichigo's spiritual pressure? Have they not seen him in 10 years? Has he transformed in 10 years? What the fuck is going on? Couple outcomes it could be. I mean, more than likely, especially since next week is the last chapter, if they're gonna introduce a villain, it's only because they're gonna do a sequel or something. It's more than likely Ichigo. But It could be Bach's return. It could be that Aizen returns and Aizen is the Soul King now. After getting Bach, you know, absorbing him, he absorbed some of Bach and now he's stronger than ever and he's coming in with an invasion and we're going to have the sequel and it's going to be that whole French arc that Kubo wanted to do. It could be something like that as well. But my money is it's Ichigo. He's gotten way stronger. They haven't been keeping tabs on him all this time because they couldn't. They got so fucked up from the war. So they're like, whoa. And at the same time, it would be appropriate because Ichigo would definitely show up for a ceremony like that for Rukia. But yeah, I mean, for what it was worth, honestly, it was a nice little addition and epilogue for the ending of Bleach. Rukia becoming a captain. That nice little twist at the end or a surprise at the end. I'm kind of curious what is that. Again, more than likely is Ichigo. And just kind of seeing what happened with a lot of the characters. I mean, the Shuhei Bankai thing, it turned, I guess, into a joke in the end, which is sad because it's like, that was one of the things that was built up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What did you think about some of the captain replacements? What do you think about the dude that replaced Komamura? Honestly, aside from Rukia, the new captains just felt like, well, why, who, what? But still very good stuff. I want to say 8 to an 8.5 for this chapter. One more to go for Bleach. It's crazy, right? Never thought we'd be here, but we're here. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk me on Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.